ringing. Keep the heads ringing.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jordan Sather here, back with another edition of my whiteboard news updates here for you today on September 1st. I only have a few things that I'm going to share with you in this one, but I'm letting you know right now that it's going to be an interesting one, so I'm going to do my best to connect the dots for you guys. First, I want to talk about Hurricane Harvey. Now, in my last update, I speculated that this was an engineered storm. I didn't have too much information to back that up at the time. It was just an intuitive hit I was getting, but now I do. And I'm going to point you towards a 12-minute video that was posted 2 days ago by Dane Wigington. And if you don't know who Dane Wigington is, he's the founder of geoengineeringwatch.org, but he posted an awesome video explaining all the issues and all the weird things going on behind this storm and exactly why it was manipulated. So go check that out. It was definitely radiated and microwaved and just messed with. And that's the literal state of the situation that we have here, folks. Our social engineers fuck with the weather to create havoc, right? Hurricane Harvey didn't need to happen as bad as it did. And now I want to tell you guys about another hurricane that's swirling around in the Atlantic. So we have Hurricane Imra, which is a couple days away from going into the Caribbean and possibly up into Florida. And Hurricane Irma is turning into a monster hurricane with, quote, the highest wind speed forecast that some researchers have ever seen. Now again, don't know if this one is being manipulated by man-made means, but eyes open, right? We don't know. And these elites are trying to cause a lot of ruckus that we're going to talk about more in a minute. Now let's move on to our next story. I saw this article on the Free Thought Project, and this one says, Rothschild just dumped massive amounts of U.S. assets. And what occurred is that the company RIT Capital Partners, which Lord Jacob Rothschild is the founder and chairman of, just published their half-yearly financial report. And in this report, Rothschild actually said the period of monetary accommodation may well be coming to an end. And what that means is that all of that quantitative easing, all of that building up of the bubble that these financial companies do to our fiat currency economy at the moment is pretty much done with. So that bubble is about to burst. And that's why I put this little dot in right here. Are the elites creating as much havoc as possible on their way out? Okay? So we have them trying to engineer and mess with these giant storms to hit these metropolitan areas. And, you know, if a couple of more of these happen and decimate a metropolitan area like Houston or Miami or something to that effect, if a couple more of those cities go down, our economy is going to be done for. It's going to be difficult. And now we also have some more economical weird stuff going on with Rothschild's dumping assets. And another point being, a lot of the elites, they know their time is getting really short. That's why they're buying their land overseas and storing their seed in vaults and running into their underground bunkers, is because they know their time is drawing near. So are they trying to cause as much havoc, cause as much shit as they can on their way out? I think that that's definitely the case. But here's another point. The alliance, these so-called good guys, they're gonna have to move quick. We're already into September, right? A lot of people were forecasting that big stuff is going to happen to our economy in either September or October, and it looks like that's definitely going to happen. So if these good guys are trying to win the war, they're going to have to move quick, which is why I think we're getting down to the wire. And that's really all I have to say about those two stories. That's just kind of what I'm seeing across the board with the big picture, and I really hope that we are close to something happening. But next I want to talk about what might actually be the straw that breaks that camel's back with some shit going down. And that is with Martin Shkreli. Now, if you don't know who Martin Shkreli is, he is the so-called pharma bro. He is the one that caught a lot of heat by the mainstream media in the past, I think, year ago, recently, because he purchased the pharmaceutical drugs and then spiked the price up like 100 or 1,000 times or something to that effect. I'm not sure the details on that one, but he's the one that went to trial and just caught a bunch of flack from people for doing the shit that pharmaceutical companies do every day. So that's really, I mean, it's funny to me. Anyway, he actually posted yesterday 2 pictures of himself directly on his Facebook page. And I'm going to invite everybody not to go to third-party sources of information for this story, like a bunch of possibly clickbaity websites or whatever the case may be. Just go straight to his Facebook. That's exactly where I saw this. And he posted a picture of himself with what he claimed to be a bag containing Hillary Clinton's DNA, and then another picture of himself with, again, allegedly, a chip containing 10 million emails that were deleted from a Hillary Clinton server. Then he posted a video of himself walking from his New York City apartment down to Trump Tower. It looked like he was being followed, and then he actually went to stay in the Trump Tower of New York City to shelter himself. And then, I'm not done, he posted what looked like to be an actual encryption key or decryption key, and then a bunch of computer mumbo-jumbo that I don't understand, but essentially it looked like it was a dead man's switch, dead man's trigger. So if anything happened to him, that information that he had would still get out there. So, is this fake or real? I mean, I don't know. Dude could be a master troll, right? He seems to troll the pharmaceutical companies in the past year or two. But he could also be doing this for publicity. Right? We don't really know at this point. But it's definitely weird. And I'm just, I'm crossing my fingers with this one. Let this one be real. Because I don't know, maybe he is just trying to troll the bad guys on this one. Or whatever the case may be with there. But, right, who needs reality TV when you have the real world? When you have reality, right? Reality is so mind-blowing. Anti-gravity is real. There's a secret space program that exists, right? We got good guys fighting bad guys behind the scenes, and we're just trying to pick up the pieces, and, it's crazy. This world just blows my mind, and this made me laugh really hard yesterday, and again, I'm really hoping that it's true. And then the last thing I want to discuss with you guys is the creator of Minecraft, the dude who made it, on his Twitter. And for some backstory, he's got almost 4 million followers on Twitter. He actually posted this about a week ago. He posted, "Pizzagate is real." And that's all he said. And he also posted, and he actually caught a lot of flack for this on the Daily Beast. They ran an article on him basically trying to cover their ass and call him some crazy conspiratoid. But the headline of this article says, "Minecraft creator alleges global conspiracy involving Pizzagate, a manufactured race war, a missing tabloid toddler, and holistic medicine." So, of course, the Daily Beast, being the corporate propaganda bullshit that it is, was trying to cover their ass, put a damper, put a stop on this one. But, man, there's not much else I really have to say about that, honestly. I'm kind of at a loss for words because, down here, my little note says it best. There's an exponential conscious growth that's occurring. This stuff is going mainstream. I know a lot of people I've talked to recently are just waiting for that shoe to drop, that straw to break the camel's back, that big shit hitting the fan event to occur. But you gotta understand, it's getting faster and faster and faster, and it is coming. There will be that event that occurs that really shocks a lot of people. But you gotta see that this stuff is going, stuff's going mainstream. It's getting faster and faster and faster, and we are really getting down to the wire. And another point, last thing I want to say, is that I know a lot of people are wanting that shoe to drop, that big event to occur, but what also is crucial is prepping the minds of everybody who's not awake yet, because we don't want that shoe dropping event to scare the shit out of millions of people and all hell to break loose. So it's kind of a good thing that we still are all taking this information and like, it's almost like we can harbor it. It's like, yeah, this information ours. We're like, I said this to somebody yesterday, we're the ones that like that underground band before they get famous, right? It's like we're the ones that have all this information and all this understanding before it all goes mainstream. So be grateful. Be grateful that you understand what's going on. You're being able to see things before a lot of other people do, but also understand that this stuff is getting faster and faster and faster, and we will have a large event that occurs soon that wakes everybody up, right? And we have a lot of evidence that that is the case. So no fear, folks. Keep your eyes open. Stuff's going down, and I'm going to keep you updated. Peace.